Hi everyone, I'm Ted with Eagle Cap Outdoors, and today we're going to do a review on game bags. And as you can see, I've got 6 options here. The good cool part about game bags is they come in handy, or there's something you're going to use when you're successful. And so we're going to talk about after you're successful, what to put your meat in, to pack it out, hang it in camp, transport it back to your meat cutter. So the first game bag I have that I wanted to cover comes in a canvas package. I don't even think this one's available anymore. It's one of the first ones I ever used, and I still use these today when I'm hunting out of a fifth wheel or wall tent. This is a it's the Hideaway big quarter game bag. It's made for elk, big giant boxy game bag, and you can see, I mean, this thing will easily handle a quarter. It's made of cotton, and so it's a little healthier than some of the other options in terms of up against the meat, but it's very heavy, and so this is not the game bag that you're going to use in your backpack. Anyway, love this thing, but I can't even find them anymore, and I don't really I don't use this as often anymore, only because I have found some other options that are lighter weight and easier to pack around, but I still have it in my hunting gear. And you know, it's the other good thing about this is it will keep the bugs off. So given this thick material, if you know you've got your meat hanging there for a few days, you got flies and other stuff coming in, this thing you can draw string up, and this thing's going to come in around the meat, and you're not going to have any bugs touching the meat. So another option is this is the Alaska game bag. And this is a synthetic, or actually I should say a cotton nylon combination. You can see these are stretchy. These are super lightweight. This is the cheesecloth type game bag, and very popular. A lot of guys use these. In fact, this last year, this is what I used. Had them in my pack. Got an elk and quartered it out. And you know, these things, in fact, this one's been washed, but you can see they get stained. They'll stretch out, they'll stretch to the quarter. Easily get a quarter in one of these, and you know, they're washable, they're reusable, they're inexpensive, they're super lightweight, and so you know, that's a good option. And you know, the only downside is they're fairly thin, and so when you get them stretched around meat and it's hanging, if you're going to be in camp for a few days, or if you're going to have your meat hanging in camp for a few days, you could have flies and other things get on these, and or you will have flies on them, but you could have flies actually penetrate this mesh material since it's so close to the meat. So something to consider if you're only going to use it, you know, to pack out and then throw your meat in a cooler. It's a great option. So another game bag I have, this one is brand new. You can see here, this is your Kuiu elk game bag. This is made of nylon, and I think you can probably see the Kuiu logo. Made of nylon. Interesting things about this game bag: double stitch seams, and so the seams are double stitched. It has a drawstring on the top, so you can draw it up. This is sized for elk, and I think these are 23.5 by 42.5 inches. So good size quarter bag. You can see the orange stripe down the side. Gives the bag a little more depth, and it also, if you had it hanging at night, you know, if you want to just hit your flashlight on it to see if it's still hanging, if you're bare hanging your meat or whatever, it's easy to see because that will reflect. I suspect this also reflects, but I don't know that. One thing that Kuiu mentions in terms of their bag is it's rounded toward the bottom to conform to how a quarter is, you know, the shape of a quarter, and no seam at the very bottom. And so as you can see here, the seam comes up along the sides, but no seam along the bottom. There's also a couple tabs here that you can attach other things to. All in all, this is a great game bag, very lightweight and washable, good option. So let me see, the next one that I wanted to go through is the Ovis sack. Ovis sack comes in you can see here it comes in its own package. This thing has 4 quarter bags that are 21 by 38 and 1 meat parts bag, which is 15 by 28, flagging tape, gloves, and it has its own carrying case. So just look at this here real quick. You know, if we bring it out of the bag here, so you can see they've done a great job with these. This is the Ovis sack. There is a seam down the side, seam down the bottom, or along the bottom. It's not contoured like it's not rounded at the bottom like Kuiu decided to do. It does have a drawstring, and I think I mentioned that on the Kuiu bag. It also has a drawstring, so you can see here it draws up. It has the reflector, so you know, if you had to try to find this in your pack at night, or you had it on your back coming out at night, or if this is hanging up in the tree, you can hit your flashlight and see that your meat's still hanging there where it needs to be. So very lightweight. Ovis sacks, these are stain resistant, washable, made of nylon. So the Kuiu is made of nylon, this is made of nylon. I'm not going to pull everything out of this bag, but it does have, you know, it has the packing tape, you've got your gloves, you've got a piece of plastic to be able to put down so that you can put your meat on it when you're field dressing. So a great option. Looking forward to trying this one in the field. The next one that I have is this is the elk sized by Caribou Gear. You can see this one here is actually the Magnum pack. Magnum has the pretty big bags. These are 48 by 28. So you know, you can use this for you can be able to use this for it's Caribou Gear is the name of this. You can be able to use it for elk, moose, you know, some of your bigger game. This also has a drawstring, and it's made of these are made of nylon, but it feels like a slightly different material. Very strong seams, double sewn. Only has a seam down one side, and so you know, they decided instead of like some of the others, they just did one side. Does have a seam along the bottom, and it has a reflective tag here, so that once again, if you're at camp and this is hanging up and you want to hit your flashlight on it at night, that'll show up. These are tried and true, trusted bags. You know, this is one that I would put in the top shelf category. All of these bags will do the job, and all of them are good. But you know, we find that these do great work, and it comes in a package. Much like the Ovis sacks, you get a kit. You get 4 quarter bags. You get 1 meat parts bag. Then you also have this storage kit. What you don't get with this, but you can pick it up on your own, is the gloves, the tape, and the plastic to put down for cutting up the meat. So anyway, that's the Caribou. This is the Magnum pack here. You can get the Wapiti pack, which is the elk, and great option. Last but not least, we have the T.A.G bag, and the T.A.G bag is basically made for the hunter that doesn't want to carry this much in their pack just for when they're successful and they're packing the meat out. This is for the hunter that wants to bone out. You know, you're going to be backpacking in, you're going to bone out the meat and you know, put it in these small bags. So we're going to open it up. Haven't had this one open. You can see these here are much smaller bags than you know, these are bone out bags. So you're going to cut the meat off and you're going to put them in these. They have a drawstring, and they have looks like a tag on the side, made of nylon. Got seams down both sides on these. The T.A.G bags, you have 4 of these that are 14 by 34. So this is one of the smaller ones. And then you have the, so this would be a 14 by 34. And then you've got 2 that are 14 by 20, this size. 10 ounces. This whole pack is 10 ounces. So if you had this in your pack, and you're up, get an elk, bone it out, you'll be able to put all the meat in these packs, and it only weighs 10 ounces. So anyway, I'm excited to give these a shot as well. I'm always interested in ounces or pounds, and pounds are weight on your back. So if you're counting ounces, this is a good way to go. I'm excited to give them a shot. And anytime I backpack in, I'll probably use something like that, because I usually don't, especially if I'm going to be more than a mile or so away from camp, mile or two, I'm going to bone it out and not pack all that other weight out. So that's the review. I think you'd be happy with the Ovis sacks. You'd be happy with the Caribou, T.A.G bags, Kuiu, Alaska. I mean, all of these are great bags. If I had to pick one, and I can only have one bag, I think I'm going to take the Caribou. Great material. I love the bigger size, and they're not super form fitting, and so there's a little more room to maneuver, get your meat in, get it out. And it's not quite, I've always used these Alaska game bags, but these are not as form fitting as the Alaska game bags, so you're less likely to have an issue with flies and other bugs getting on your meat. That's it. Hey, I appreciate you guys taking the time to go through this review with me. We're at eaglecapoutdoors.com, and so you can subscribe below or come visit us on our website. We've got other reviews that we're doing and continuing to do, and as always, we're going to tell you what's best. And so, and then you can be the judge of that yourself. Thank you for your time, and cheers.